We gotta do a few more gammarus patterns. I'm gonna try to make them a little bit taller. So the plan is to add strips of lead-free round wire, make it a little bit taller, get a little bit more curve. But we have to address the Denver Broncos. They got beat. They got beat pretty handily. The offense couldn't do much. And then Mother Nature took its toll. It's incredible. You can have a brilliant coach or all kinds of plays, and a little bit of snow throws it all out the window. You need to be able to run the ball, and the Broncos couldn't do it. So that's the end of the season. A little bit disappointed. However, the Seattle Seahawks won, and I have lots of family in Seattle, so we'll cheer for the Seahawks going forward. Back to the shrimp. I want the shrimp to just have a little bit more depth. So I'm gonna tie down the shank a little bit more, and then I'm gonna try to build that top curve a little bit more as well. And so I pinched some lead-free, I don't think you can see it, but I pinched some lead-free round wire. We're just gonna tie that up tall to build that back a bit. And hopefully that does it. There we go. And then also the one I did the YouTube video about had the ice stub mixed in, and I'm going to eliminate that completely and just wrap some flash material. So it'll be ostrich over the flash with the bucktail back. Bucktail back is a sleeper. I like the bucktail on the back. So we'll tie in the bucktail first. I take the bucktail, and then I want to tie it in tip first, so I just trim off the tips. And then tie it in, 2 loose securing wraps, and then work it down. Work it down, work it down. Maybe I'll throw in a colored rib instead of a coppered rib. Maybe that'll look nice. Let's go with our flashy under. This is a polar flash, and the difference between the polar flash and the flash blue is very straight. The polar flash has a little bit more crinkly. So we'll do the polar flash for this one. Paler pink polar flash. Cut out a couple strands, tie it in. There we go. After the flash is in, we need ostrich. Where's the ostrich? Where did I put the ostrich? I found white ostrich, but I need the gray ostrich. Oh, man. Gray ostrich. Here's the gray ostrich. The gray ostrich is nice looking feather. So we'll do one of the grays. Tie that in. And then our rib, I'm thinking a red rib. Let's do chartreuse. We do a chartreuse rib. I don't know if gammarus or chartreuse or not, but we'll do it anyway. We'll cut a little bit of the wire with my cheapo scissors. Oh yeah, I think that'll look nice. And already with the lead-free round wire built up on the back, I can tell it's gonna have a little bit more curved look, which is what we want. All right, so now everything's tied in. Now it's just a process of combining. So the ostrich hurl, I want to do a couple wraps of the flash material behind it and then forward. And that's good. Tie that off. Check that out. We'll need that later, so we'll put that right there. Now we'll do the ostrich. I tied the flash in all the way back, the ostrich hurl slightly before that, and then the round wire slightly before that. So I'm going to come wrap the ostrich. There's one wrap behind the wire, one wrap ahead of the wire. Not too close together. That's five wraps. And then tie it off. Trim it out. And now we fold over the bucktail. If you pull the bucktail tight, it will separate. So we want to keep it together a little bit, and then we want to spin it up a little bit. So now the fibers are bunched together, and now you can fold it over the back. Not too tightly. There we go. Position. And tie her off there. Now wrap our rib. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Tie that off. Let's take care of the wire first. Build the head a bit. And then advance the thread forward. Build that head. There we go. I left a little bit of bucktail on the head. I don't know why. Maybe that's not. Yeah, keep it. And whip finish, and then we're done. We'll do a couple of these. That's all for today. All right, number 1 is done. There's old number 1 finished. Let's do a couple more. Start our thread wraps. A little bit far down the bend. And then lead-free round wire. Fold it in half. tie it in. Lay it over the top rather. Give it some depth. That's good. All right, bucktail time. Bucktail time. Cut out some bucktail. Clean up the shorts. Trim the tips. Tied in tip first. 2 loose securing wraps. Pull to position. That's good. Tighten her down. Tighten her down. Tighten her down. Down, down, down. That's good. All right, time to flash. We have our flash left over from the last fly. Let's even out the tips just a bit. And 2 loose securing wraps. And tighten her down. Ooh, that's good. Next is the hurl. Get a good piece of hurl. Here's a good piece of hurl. Tie it in. And the wire. We had leftover wire from the last one. I don't know where it went. Uh-oh. You might need new wire. I guess we can change the color of the wire up for this. Stay with chartreuse, go with a different color. Maybe black. Yeah, maybe black is good. Let's do black. Do black for this one. A little bit black. And tie it in. All right, time to build. Flash first around the peacock, around the wire. And finish the body. Pearl flash. Pearl polar flash. And trim it off. Okay. Let's do the hurl. One behind the wire. One in front of the wire. So I've got, in 2 weeks, I've got a fishing trip coming up. These flies are for that trip. If I catch a fish on that trip, it will be magical. I'm not expecting much. The place is notoriously difficult, and the season is not the right season, but we're still gonna try. We're still gonna go for it. I don't know why I'm keeping it secret. Maybe I should just say where I'm going. So I'm going to the Netherlands and I'm going to fish in near Rotterdam at a brackish lake called OVM. Ooh, the black rib is nice. And the OVM has trout. There's a species of trout called ferox trout, but it also has rainbows and browns. The rainbows get big. I think the browns get big too. They get big because they eat, I guess, trout that live, these are stock trout, these aren't wild fish. The stock trout that live in these brackish waters eat a lot of shrimps, and the shrimps are full of protein. I think that's also places like Jurassic Lake, similar kind of concept. They just cruise around eating shrimps. And then these stock trout grow a lot in a year. The lake is managed, so you'll have to buy a pass. The Dutch government does a great job of managing their fisheries through this website called VisPass. And you can buy a pat. Yeah, this one looks so good with the black. We'll do another black rib, but you can see the pearl coming through. Maybe you can. The little legs are poking out, and then it's got the right shape. Just it's supposed to be like a little, not too much to it. So that was great. We'll do another black. We need another hook. Maybe we can change the hook. No, keep the same hook. Keep the same hook. Do this one slightly smaller. Slightly smaller hook. Yeah, so going to the Netherlands, fishing for 2 days, three days, and trying to catch stocked trout that live in brackish water. Nobody wanted to join me. In early February, waiting. Nobody wanted to join me. I was looking at the weather in the Netherlands, and the days are quite short. The sun rises at around well after 9 a.m. and then sets quite early. So the fishing time might start in the dark. I'm not sure. I have to do a little research on that. But I found a little hotel near the lake. I think I might rent a bike, pedal to the lake in the morning, do some fishing, maybe take a break in the afternoon, and then do some fishing in the evening. But if I get one, I will be mighty pleased, especially one of the ferox trout. The ferox might be a hybrid species, but it's got a unique pattern. I don't think it's the same as a tiger trout, but it's a cross between a brown and something it looks like. The pictures look like. Oh, bucktail. Bucktail. Then the original plan for the trip was actually to fish in France. But I think I chose the Netherlands because I didn't want to, after a long flight, I was going to have to rent a car and drive by myself for like 4 hours. And just hopping on a train seemed much easier. And the research I did about OVM, there are a lot of loyal OVM fishers. It's local water, and people share information, but you can tell, some of the patterns they kind of keep secret. I had a Dutch connection who told me to start tying these gammarus, and so that's why I'm doing it. But he didn't send me a picture. He didn't give me much to go on, which I respect. I'm not going to ask for that. But he said gammarus and little streamers was the way to go. And that's all I've been tying is gammarus and little streamers. For the equipment I'll use, he recommended a 6. I have a 6, but I also have an 8, like a median action 8, which I've underlined. I think I have a 6-weight line with this 8-weight rod, which is a bit ridiculous. But the 8-weight rod is made by a Korean company. They don't make it anymore. And I like fishing. It's a very inexpensive rod, but it's fun to fish. So I think I'll just take the 8 and hope for the best. The reason I'm taking the 8 and hoping for the best is I imagine it's going to be very windy. And so I can take the 8 and then I can put a shooting head on it and fish in the wind. Keep fishing in the wind. The wind won't slow me down so much. So that's the plan. Bring the 8. Get ready for a lot of wind. Hopefully catch one of these mysterious Dutch trout. All right, everything good. Let's wrap the flash over the ostrich. The water is very clear at OVM, which is cool. So I think there's sight fishing as well. And then the backdrop is very industrial. You can see industrial buildings in the back. And the lake has these break levees almost that you can wade out to and stand on and fish from. People do fish with float tubes there, but dragging a float tube across the world for a couple days and then sitting in a float tube in the cold water, I don't know. I'm not that tough. So I think I'm just going to wait and hope for the best. The waders and boots brings my, that's a lot to pack as well. So try to keep it simple. Okay. And now we wrap the rib. Let's not trap that ostrich. Wrap the rib. Wrap the rib. Wrap the rib. Good to go. All right. There we go. That should be enough for the trip. the fly fishing community is amazing. And I think I'm grateful because, I can't do a trip like this without, it'd be different without any inside knowledge. And my connection, because I live in a destination, a lot of people send me messages about fishing in Korea. I help them, and then in turn, if I need it, I ask them for advice too. And with I've gotten lots of good tips and places to go, recommendations. All right, so here's our 3 shrimps we tied. That's gonna do it for today. Hope y'all stay warm and catch a fish this week. Bye-bye.